What's going on, y'all? Hope all is well. Another episode of Combos with the CFP Mario Payne in beautiful Jacksonville, Florida. So happy. So happy. My book dropped today, y'all. The Relaxed Investor, as you can see. The Relaxed Investor. Check it out. www.relaxedinvestor.com or just Google it or go to Amazon, The Relaxed Investor. Your boy trying to be an international bestseller. Let's see what happens, man. 4 months in the making, self-published, so it's a journey that I'll talk about down the road, but definitely just extremely blessed to have the opportunity. So again, check out the book, The Relaxed Investor. In Infamy on August 22nd, but also what happened on August 22nd, the largest IPO of this year, ARM. So we're going to talk about what ARM is, why I think it might be the next NVIDIA, and how investors can profit from ARM. Because it's an IPO, which is an initial public offering. So profiteers, let's go over ARM and let's see how we can make some money being relaxed investors. Our man's going to tell us, what is ARM?
Hey guys, Kieran from Server Factory here.
What up?
ARM is a company that's been in the news a lot in the last few months.
Okay.
Predominantly because of their $40 billion sale to NVIDIA.
$40 billion sale to NVIDIA. 40 billion, again, with a B, not an M, a B.
Along with high-profile stories like Apple's move from Intel to ARM-based CPUs on their MacBooks, it's giving ARM processors a bigger platform than they've ever had before.
Now, one great thing about ARM is that it is in 70% of all cell phones. So think about how cell phones have revolutionized tech, how now people don't even have iPads like they used to. They use everything on their phone. We can do so much on our phone. How many smartphones are being created? We're Samsung and Apple. So your Android, your Apple, I'm Apple myself, either here or there, but 70%. So you know buying this stock that 70% of all users with the phone has the product that you own as a stockholder.
So what is ARM? It's a company based here in the UK that designs processor architectures and cores. Architecture meaning instruction sets that tell the CPU what to do, and cores meaning the physical layout of the CPU.
In layman's terms, basically ARM is a program that gives information. So think about a translator, right? In your phone, you have different languages. You might have something that's talking in Spanish. You might have something that's talking in English. You might have a system that's talking in Italian. They don't know what's going on, but ARM acts as a translator. It translates the information from one system or one chip into another inside your phone, which makes things go smoother. So think about a translator translating how different systems works in one. Now, if that's not energy efficient, I don't know what is.
They don't actually play a part in manufacturing products, as this is usually done in third-party foundries by companies like TSMC.
Correct. So they don't actually make chips. Again, they are a translator that translates what one chip is doing compared to another one and makes things move seamlessly. I know for me, right? Last time we was in Mexico, I took Spanish in high school and college, Tennessee State, best HBCU out there, but I did not obtain the information. So we was in Mexico, it was a language barrier. It took time to kind of get around and have conversations. But if I had ARM or a translator, very, very quickly can I decipher information when it comes to buying and selling something, traveling somewhere. So again, think of ARM as a translator, translating different systems to make things move a lot more quicker.
So let's talk about the ARM architecture. One of two architectures that are used for almost all modern CPUs.
Okay.
The vast majority of PCs and laptops, and most workstations and servers, based on the x86 architecture.
Now this is interesting. This is Intel, right? Now we know Intel is not the Intel it used to be. Look at the chart. My profiteers, this is Intel. And as we can see with Intel, it has been going down, down, down. down by over 60% since 21. Now, a lot of tech companies went down, but NVIDIA went up. AMD went up. Intel, their stock has not went up like everything else.
Today, there are only two companies that have a license and actively develop and produce x86 processors, Intel and AMD. That's why these two companies have been battling for control of the mainstream CPU market for decades.
They've been beefing, y'all.
Other devices that incorporate CPUs like mobile phones, tablets, smart TVs, cars, and embedded devices tend to use the ARM architecture.
Remember, like I said, 70% of cell phones uses ARM, uses that translator. So as an investor, we know every single cell phone, and literally almost now every single person in the Western world at least has a cell phone. You have a 70% consumer base. Pretty good. So I can go on and on all day, but it just shows you this is an investment opportunity. And since it's new to the market, it allows us to get in at a lower price compared to where it's going to be 5, 10, 15 years from now. Let's see what Yahoo Finance has to say about it, though.
SoftBank's ARM has filed for an IPO. That happened late yesterday, snubbing the London Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ. Information does continue to trickle in about the chip designing company and its up.
So think about that. Based in London, but they said, you know what? We do not want to be on the London Stock Exchange. In London, you'll never walk alone. All my Liverpool fans. But they said, no, we want to be on the NASDAQ. Just like LETB, our ETF on the NASDAQ, right? They want to be on the NASDAQ. Let us know. People say, America's not so great. I don't know. Economically, this is the place we want to be.
Listing, it will be the biggest IPO in the U.S. since Rivian in November 2021.
Rivian, not the best example because that's down like crazy, but the biggest IPO since 2021. It's a big deal, y'all.
A really interesting company, Dan, that has been around for a long time, has switched hands. NVIDIA didn't succeed in buying it a couple of years ago, so now it is going to be making its public market.
The revenue for the last year was about $2.68 billion.
2.86 billion. A billy. Remember, when that shift happens with Microsoft from Intel processors to now ARM processors, that's probably going to double.
Company, and just to, as you said, it's an interesting company. This isn't like TSMC or Intel. They don't build chips themselves. What they do is they design chips and then license those to other companies.
India, they might have their own chips. China, we know, is regulated. So, they got a monopoly on their chips. They beef with Taiwan because TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor, makes their chips. That's, of course, talking to the US. And here we have Intel and AMD and NVIDIA. But ARM says, you know what? You get a chip. You get a chip. You get a chip. But we're going to translate all those chips to make them all work in one. We are one. And that, my profiteers, is why ARM is going to be, in my opinion, a pretty good investment. My profiteers, it gets no bigger than NVIDIA. Now, NVIDIA, old company, right? Came out 1999. So we got basically 25 years, and it came out at $3.37. Now, ARM is not coming out at $3.37. We know that, right? And we're not even going to say how much if you bought it at the IPO because, whatever. Let's just say if it was a mature company, right? Now, again, buying ARM, the IPO period, you always want to wait a few months because once the IPO hits, it goes up. But people get buyer's remorse, the people who got an early sale. So ARM is probably going to go down by 5, 10, 15, maybe 20% over the next few months. Look at Facebook. Facebook IPO came out. 3 months later, it was down by 40%, my profiteers. Think if we bought Facebook at a 40% discount when it first came out. Woof! Meta, Zuckerberg. But let's just say since 2016, my profiteers from December 2015 to now, we're at, can you see me? Can you see me? Yes, you can. 20,000. Not quite, but 19,000%. For every $1,000 that we have, look at that there. That's $1.9 million. One more time, profiteers. 10,000 is now 19 million. And that happened in 7 years. Now, I'm not saying that ARM is going to be the next NVIDIA. I'm not saying it's going to make 19%, excuse me, my bad, 19,000% in the next 7 years. No. But as a long-term investment, something that we can get in on the ground floor after it IPOs and after the IPO goes down, ARM is something that we can really think about generational wealth, right? Dollar cost averaging, buying ARM every single month, next 5 years, 10 years. Now, it might not pan out. So if you want to be in this space, you might want to do an ETF so you're more diversified, like the semiconductor ETFs that's out there. But an investment like this is something to look at, or companies that are doing what ARM is doing that is able to be used by competitors against each other. Can be used in Apple and Android. Can be used in all smart devices. Those are the investments that we want to look into. So my profiteers, hopefully that gives us information about ARM, the biggest. And it came out on the stock market on August 22nd, the same day my book, The Relaxed Investor, came out. Research, evaluate, locate, analyze, execute. Hopefully those principles I just taught you guys today. As always, love is love. Check out my book on Amazon or therelaxedinvestor.com. As always, let's make some paper profits together, y'all. Peace.
And you just wanna get paid, tired of making the money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late, yeah. Pay for profits to help you seek change, and you just wanna get paid, yeah. Tired of making no money mistakes. Make a payment on your bills and you still late, pay for profits to help you seek change, yeah. Cut the show and just listen. You wanna feel empowered by making money decisions. Residual by the hours can get you a better living. Been check to check, you know, and it could be different. You